On Build Right this morning, we're going to be taking you to Agboyi Ketu, and that's a place that you will know so well. It's a town located just right here in Lagos. Specifically, it's situated very close to Mile 12 and shares boundaries with Ikosi-Sherry Local Council Development Area, Koshofe Local Government as well, and Ikorodu West Local Council Development Area. So these are the boundaries that you'll find. The size of the town, well, I cannot really tell you right now, but of course, I'll be able to take you through all those locations. It's one of the 20 local governments in Lagos State, and of course, it's part of the Agboyi Ketu Local Council Development Area. So both of them will be reflecting through their world this morning. All right, so I've got my guests in the building, and they are going to be taking us through all of that this morning as we seek for best ways of enhancing efficiency in planning permits and building approvals in Lagos, the District Officer's Corner. Joining me right here in the studios, Town Planner Arimi Sulaiman is here with me. He's an Assistant Director with the Lagos State Physical Planning Permit Authority, LASPA, and he's the head Agboyi Ikosi Ketu District Office. Town Planner Sulaiman, nice to have you. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
And how are you?
I'm really happy.
All right. How was your journey here this morning?
We give thanks to Almighty Allah.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Thank you.
Joining him as well is Engineer Rashid Ismail Kayode. He's an Assistant Chief Engineer Civil with the Lagos State Building Control Agency, and he is also the head of Ikosi-Sherry District Office. Engineer Kayode, nice to have you. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
And how are you doing?
I'm fine. Good morning.
Okay. As it is our tradition on this program, let us begin by, connecting with you and by gauging the mood of assessment as it relates to the amnesty program on planning permit approvals for completed buildings. So, how is that campaign going, by the way, in your district, Town Planner Sulaiman?
Thank you very much. First and foremost, I want to appreciate this session that has been designed because it is a means of trying to cascade, the activities of Lagos State Physical Planning Permit Authority and the Lagos State Building Control Agency, to the public on the role towards, at which we play towards, having a better Lagos, and a futuristic Lagos as well.
Right. So, in terms of the amnesty program, how's it going?
Well, as far as the amnesty is concerned, well, I must tell you that we are having a robust applications. Let me just say applications.
Okay.
A robust, activities of people, because they are really in tandem with what this has built of a thing is all about. It is a moratorium that has been designed by the Ministry of Physical Planning and Urban Development in conjunction with Lagos State Physical Planning Permit Authority. The has built moratorium. It is an avenue for developers, owners in Lagos State to bring forward all their existing plans or concepts, to Lagos State Physical Planning Permit Authority and obtain, their permits within an ambit of 10 days.
All right. So they've been doing that under your district?
Quite sure, sir.
All right. Let's find out from Engineer Kayode. So how has it been for this amnesty within your own district as well?
Yes. Thank you very much for this opportunity. I just want to say that the amnesty program has been very impressive. The response from people has been very, very impressive. We normally, when the government put down this policy to help people, a lot of people are supposed to have obtained their permit before they build their houses, but now they build. A lot of people have built, and the government now say, okay, fine, bring them forward. You won't be penalized for within this period of amnesty. And I can tell you, since the program started, people have been responding very, very well.
All right. So what does the amnesty entail, or what do residents stand to gain from the amnesty? Let's get back to Town Planner Sulaiman. What does it entail?
Thank you very much. When you bring in your as-built, your existing building, number one, in this as-built amnesty, government has outrightly waived a kind of 100% payment. That is
penalties, right?
Yes, that was why I said 100% penal fee. So that's one alone is an advantage to the residents of Lagos State and even to people who reside in Lagos State or the indigenes of Lagos State to see that the government in his own magnanimity, he has been able to look at what could be done, to cushion the effect of maybe probably, let me just say, economic hardship, and look at how we can render services to the public so that public will know that Lagos State government, it's there for them.
Right. And for Engineer Kayode, does it matter how old the building is?
No, sincerely speaking, it doesn't matter how old the building is. But the most important thing is to be sure, we need to be sure that the building is still good.
It's still fit
for habitation, yes. So, and that's why when the applicant is bringing their document for registration, so they will be requested to carry out non-destructive tests, get a professional certification to assess the report and tell us that, okay, this building is still structurally stable and fit for use. So that is when the application will be processed for.
Let's look at the number now. If you say people are really turning up, to what extent? So before now, if you were having like 3, what is it right now, town planner Sulaiman?
I can tell you categorically that the rate at which people are bringing in, their concept, that is the existing building for registration, is on the high side, because they know that recently we had our summit, in October 25th and 26th, and where the governor, the executive governor of Lagos State, raised an issue that the amnesty has been extended to December, and with that, people are taking advantage of the time.
So, like, how many people troop into your office every day?
Sincerely speaking, you see, on a daily basis, we have more than 20 applicants.
Wow, 20 applications?
Yes, 20 applicants. I will bring in the application for submission.
All right. And what about you, Engineer Kayode? How many people troop into your office on a daily basis?
Yes, on a daily basis, the amnesty approval is basically in the office of physical planning, LASPA.
Okay.
So now, but what we do, in our own operation, by the time we go out for monitoring, we continue to encourage them that, okay, fine, you need to see, if you don't have your permit at this moment, it's an opportunity for you to do that. So during the process of our post-construction audit, we detect a lot of them that have not been able to do that. But in the course of that, they've been going to LASPA, seriously, to put in the applications to make sure that they enjoy this amnesty.
And for those who are not, or perhaps who are just hearing about this, when is the amnesty program ending?
Well, according to the extension given by the governor of Lagos State, it's going to terminate by December ending.
All right, so that's 31st of December.
Yes.
All right, so for those who are just listening to us right now, they're getting to hear about it now. What should they do? What is required of them?
Thank you very much. It's a seamless process. First and foremost, all you need to bring is the design. That is the concept, the existing building, how it is on site. You come along with it with the survey plan. You come along with it with your title documents and, some other documents. But, the requisite documents, bring along your architectural drawing, your survey plan, and the title documents of the property.
All right. So once they get that to your office, how long will they get the planning permit?
The planning permits, it's a seamless process. As I said earlier, within 10 days, it's a 10-day deal. Because LASPA has reviewed their, process of planning permit to 10 days. Because we've seen application under less than 10 days that they've obtained planning permit. So I can tell you that now, if you bring in your application today, just count 10 working days, you will get your planning permit.
All right. And for building approvals, or perhaps for those ones that requires your supervision as LABCA, yes. Engineer Kayode, how long does it take?
The thing is this: the supervision process is a continuous process right from the process right from the point you obtain your permit.
Right.
The process is this: when you obtain your physical planning, building permit from
so
physical
planning. To talk to the microphone. Right.
Okay. Go ahead. So when you obtain your approval from physical planning,
right,
you are expected to come to Lagos State Building Control Agency to obtain authorization to commence to move to site for construction. So by to do that, you have to write an application, attach your approval, your permit, your drawings, all the drawings, survey plan, and other documents like that. So with that, we are going to issue you authorization to commence construction. So when you have your authorization to commence construction, then we now start stage inspections with you. Stage inspections start from setting out of your building, right from the time you complete it totally before you move in.
Right.
So, it's a long process. Somebody may take up to a year to build his house. So throughout that period of 1 year, we are with you. So what you just need to do is at every stage, you are expected to write us invitation for inspection for every stage of your work. So giving 5 working days for us to prepare for that inspection. Then when we inspect, we give you sign off to go on to the next stage. So that's how we do it, on and on till you get to the final stage of your construction. Right. So at the final stage of construction, you are now expected to apply for certificate of completion and fitness for habitation. That's the last product on the building before you move in. So without which, if you occupy that building without that certificate of completion, it's not normal according to the law. So we encourage people to apply for their certificate of completion and fitness for habitation after completion. So so that that is when you be assured that the building is practically fit for use and move on to occupy a building.
Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. We're enhancing efficiency in planning permits and building approvals in Lagos, the district officer's corner. And this morning we're taking you to Agboyi Ikosiketu. Town planner Arimi Sulaiman is here. He's assistant director with LASPA and he's also the head of the Agboyi Ikosiketu district office. Same for engineer Rashid Ismail Kayode, who's an assistant chief engineer civil with the Lagos State Building Control Agency and also is the head Ikosi Isheri district. All right, coming up, we still find out their direct responsibilities in their localities, talking about the district offices that they superintend, and then where is Agboyi Ikosiketu located. They will talk to us about the communities that bound them. All right, but this program is trying to encourage the fact that we need to get things right. And one of the ways we can get things right is by whistle blowing. And that's a policy that the Ministry of Physical Planning and Urban Development has been trying to encourage. So we're saying, if you see anything that serves like an infraction in your neighborhood, will you be willing to report that? Mike James has been speaking with some residents in Mile 12 to find out from them if they are ready to whistleblow if they find any infraction on the built environment.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
So can I spare just a few seconds from you?
Yeah, no problem.
Okay, so in the area where you live, I want to ask, have you noticed any building or maybe a couple of buildings that are looking, dilapidated, unfit for habitation, but people are still living in it?
No, I've not seen any such.
Okay, there are no such buildings within your area. But if you see any of such buildings, are you willing to report to the appropriate authorities?
Definitely, I will.
Why would you want to?
Because of people's life, in order to endanger people's life. Because when it gets collapsed, so many lives might be lost.
All right then, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Good morning, ma.
Good morning.
So I'm sorry, can I take just a few moments from me?
Yes, of course.
Okay, so I want to ask a question. In the area where you live, have you noticed any building or maybe a couple of buildings that are looking dilapidated or unfit for habitation, yet people are living in it?
Yes, I think I have one beside, close to my street, and I still see people living in the building, so I don't know what to do about that.
Okay, now there's an opportunity for you to report. Are you willing to report such buildings to appropriate authorities?
Yes, if I have the avenue to report, I can do that.
Why would you want to report?
Because it's risky to the people that is living in the environment. So definitely, if they have any solution to that, and I have any means to report, and the solution should be resolved, so I need to report for that.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
So in the area where you live, have you seen or noticed a couple of buildings looking unfit for habitation, but yet people are living in it?
Yes, very well.
So if you're given the appropriate channel to report such buildings, would you be willing to?
Yes.
Why?
Because the building is not standing fit and at any moment can destroy, and it will wound a lot of people. So I said that's my thoughts.
So you're willing to report?
Yes.
Thank you.
All right, then. So, Mike James is speaking with some residents in Maltwell to hear from them if they be willing to whistle blow if they find any infractions with the environment. All right. Before I get back to the studios to hear from my guests, let's get back to the roads right now. We did tell you that within the Mushin corridor, there's a breakdown there, and it is a breakdown at Olorunshogo. It's receiving attention, by the way. Traffic managers are there trying to sort out things and ensure that you have it pretty good. The major connecting points to the island are still looking good. Eco Bridge, inwards Akpongmon, not bad at all. Same for your adventure through the Third Mainland Bridge is still looking good for now. We did tell you that the impediment at Ojo, precisely by Afro Media, that one has been taken off, and so it's a much better movement right now if you're navigating through that corridor. Quickly, let's take you through the Ekpe end this morning. Yes, I did tell you, it's free flow movement from Jubilee Bridge, Aja inwards Abraham Adesonya and Ogombo Road down to Olokonla, while from there to Gidon is a smooth ride. All the way within that end is still looking good. Let's get back to the studios right now. So, for your work and your direct responsibilities within the Agboyi Ikosi K2, let's get back to Town Planner Sulaiman. What are your direct responsibilities there?
Thank you very much. As a district officer, it is expected that you ensure development control in all ramifications. Development control is the process of implementing plans guided by rules and regulations. So being a district officer, you are expected to ensure that development complied with the existing plans that we have on ground. We talk about when I say the plans, we talk about the ODP, our operative development plans.
All right.
So, and also, as a district officer, you are expected to register and approve all applications submitted that is in tandem with the operative development plan within the specified dates. Yes.
Okay. Yes, go ahead.
Also, as a district officer, you are also expected, to do a comprehensive monitoring.
Okay.
To ensure that development within your area complied with the approval you have granted.
Now, so the approvals that you grant is for what kind of structures?
It's for all structures.
All structures.
Yes, whether
high rise. Do you grant approval for high rise?
No. Yes, that is at the limit. That is why there is a particular section in our regulation. Section 25 that gives, limit to each officers in their area of what to be approved.
So in your own area, what can you approve?
As a district officer, it is expected that a bungalow, which is a story building, is expected to be approved for a residential development.
Only one floor. You can't do 2 floors, right?
No, that was why I said 1 and 2 floor. Bungalow, which is 1 floor and a story building.
All right. Let's hear from Engineer Kawede. What are your direct responsibilities?
Okay, thank you very much. As the district head in Lagos State Building Control Agency, so one is expected to make sure that to monitor every development within the district and ensure that they are all in conformity according to the provided guidelines of laid down in the regulations of the agency. Number one, part of it is monitoring all developments to ensure that they obtain the necessary permits, comply with stage inspections, and make sure that they do the needful in terms of quality control. So also, part of our operations at the district is to ensure that we do what is called post-construction audits. Post-construction audit is being carried out on existing buildings. There are 2 folds of our work. Number one is quality control, inspection and quality control. Inspection and quality control is on ongoing constructions that are newly being constructed. So we ensure that number one, they have their permits, they have their authorization, they call for their stage inspections and make sure that they do it right, they do it well. So that is under quality control and inspection. Then the other side of it is post-construction audit. Post-construction audit is monitoring of existing buildings that are already in use, 10 years, 20 years or more, and make sure that they are still being, they are still okay according to the way they are built.
All right.
That they are well maintained. They've not been converted. For example, somebody would have gotten approval for residential building maybe some 5 years ago,
and now he
maybe
converts it
in the course of the use, maybe that area, a lot of people are doing some commercial activity in that area, he would have converted it to. No, we make sure that those things are not done.
All right. Okay, then. So let's get to your locality now. So for those who are not very familiar with your district, what communities can one find at Agboyi Ikosi-Ketu Town Planner Sulaiman?
Thank you very much. Our area of coverage, you talk about Ketu, Alakpere, Magodo 2, Magodo 1, Isheri North, and part of Ikosi.
Okay.
Area.
So anybody that wants to get planning permit from all those areas, we have to come to your...
Yeah, they will come to our district office. It's located along Ogudu Road in Ogudu Roundabout.
Okay.
So when you come, it is within the LSD NYSC secretariats. So
all these areas you mentioned now, are they big from what you see? You said K2, Magodo 1, Magodo 2, and which other area now?
I mentioned Isheri North.
Isheri North.
Yeah,
so
I mentioned Ikosi.
Are they big communities?
They are big communities.
But they are all built environment. They are all well built.
We have built environment, and we also have some prime areas and some...
So you do not have developing areas there?
We have. That was why I mentioned Isheri North. Isheri North, we have some developments that are springing up within Isheri North.
Those areas?
Yes.
So there are new buildings that are coming up?
Yeah, there are new buildings.
All right. Engineer Kaide, let's talk about your district now. Which communities fall under your district?
Yeah, thank you. The Ikosi-Sheri...
I need you to project more to that, Mike.
Ikosi-Sheri is an area, coming from Isheri North, Isheri Olora, Magodo 1, Magodo 2, to down to K2, then straight to Mile 12, along Ikorodu Road, to the left of Ikorodu Road. So down to after Mile 12, Ajegunle, yes, part of Ajegunle, just on the left.
The left side.
On the left side of Ikorodu Road. So that is that's
where you cover.
Where Ikosi-Sheri is area covers.
And this is big too?
Yeah, far.
So
very, very big.
How do you cover all of these areas?
Well, it's part of the things we do. Yeah, of course, we have a vehicle to do all this. So we segmented the area into 2. So we have our monitoring officers at the districts. So we have a way of going by each area. We will go to this area today, go to the another area tomorrow,
right,
and make sure that we comb everywhere to make sure that we.
So from what you find doing your inspections, do you find people who are flouting the laws?
Yes, that's we can't run away from that, and that is why we are there to do what we need to do. So people may want to flout the law. It's a normal thing about human being, but that is why we are, as a government agency, we are out to make sure that they don't do what they are not supposed to do. And so far so good. A lot of people comply too. A lot of people don't know that they are not supposed to do some things. Like for example, now you are expected to have your document before you move to site, but some people just jump to site after getting their lands and start building. So, and that's why we're there. So when we see such developments, we stop them by serving them notices.
Okay.
There are statutory notices, that we are supposed to serve them contravention notice to show that that you have contravened the law by doing this, and give them stop work. Sincerely speaking, some will stop immediately at that point. That we are not aware, and they will come back and say, okay, can you guide us on how to get this thing done properly? And you tell them, and they continue to go and do it.
Where's your office located?
Our office is located in the same place, Ogudu Roundabout.
Okay.
Within NYSC office.
Right.
Yes, sir.
So let's talk about your interaction with developers now, because a lot of times we've seen that here in Lagos there are lots of developers that are springing up. So what kind of engagement, what kind of interaction do you guys have with developers, residents, and even other stakeholders during the approval process?
Thank you very much, sir. In terms of that, I can tell you that there is a very concrete synergy between we and the developers within our area of coverage. Let me just pick it from, because we do a routine monitoring regularly, and with our routine monitoring we are able to detect development that is ongoing. We serve them and we do the needful. So but relationship with the developers within an area, because they know the importance of obtaining planning permits. So what they do is that they will come to the office even before they commence any construction.
Developers?
Yes.
Okay.
And they will come and effect the needful. So with that, I can assure you that there is a very concrete synergy between we and some developers within our area of coverage.
All right, then let's see if we can take this beyond the studios to also have your input this morning. We're talking Agboyi, Ikosiketu, and of course the Sherry. Of course, these are areas that we are reflecting on from the district officer's perspective as we look through the built environment. We're trying to enhance efficiency with those areas. So if you want to connect with us right now, you can do so. 08099120777 and 09153877127. Okay, 09153877127. You can call us on that number, and if you want to send messages too, feel free to do so on 08099120777. All right, so are there any things or are there any reasons that will cause delays for the issuance of planning permits in your district?
Thank you very much, sir. The issue of documentation, which we believe that people, they really take serious these days. Documentation is one of the germane reasons
why there could be a delay.
Yes, why there could be a delay. You see, when we say documentation, we are looking at all the requisite documents that are supposed to be submitted, before commencement of a planning permit process.
Okay. All right, this one says, good morning. Please, what types of buildings require a planning permit? Ezekiel from Ikotun is sending that one in.
Thank you very much, Ezekiel. All form of buildings require planning permit, except you have developed within an area which is not supposed to be. Let us say you develop under a high tension wire or very close to the drainage alignments or lagoon area.
Okay. So anybody that's building in those areas will not get a planning permit.
Once you want to commence construction, you are supposed to obtain a planning permit. Even the existing building that's is currently ongoing.
Engineer Kaide, you want to say something?
No, not really.
Okay. All right. This one says, good morning. Can I start construction while my building plan is still under review?
Please, sir, that is not allowed, sir.
It's not allowed.
What the regulation says is that you must obtain your planning permit before you move to site.
Okay.
And while you have obtained the planning permit, you move to our sister agency, which is the LAPSCA.
Okay.
And obtain your authorization
to commence
construction before move to site.
All right. This one says, good morning, Victor and the town planners in the studio. I want to know if a building permit can be transferred to a new property owner. Michael Okoye is sending that one in. So can a building permit be transferred?
Yes, it can be transferred. There is a particular section in our regulation that gives rooms for that.
Okay. How does that work?
So all you just need to do, if you are transferring a planning permit to another property owner,
right.
So all you need to do is to come and re-regularize. So what you need to do, there is a percentage of fee that is supposed to be payable by the new person. So that will be calculated and it will be taken care of immediately, sir.
Okay, so Okoye, I hope that answers your question. 08099120777, 09153877127. We're talking on how to enhance efficiency using the district officers in the built environment. Those of you within the Agboyi Ketu corridors, those of you around the that's Magodo 1 and 2. He talked about that. Isheri North. These are areas that they superintend. So if you've tried getting your planning permits in those areas, what has been your experience? You can share that with us this morning on these numbers, 08099120777. Another message coming in. It says, good morning, Traffic Radio. How do the agencies tackle the challenge of land disputes affecting permit applications? You didn't put your name. I would have loved it if you put your name. All right. So how do you tackle those kind of disputes?
Well, area that has land disputes, anything that has to do with land dispute will have to be resolved.
Okay. Before any
you can bring in your application for further processing.
So you guys, you reject that? That's what it means, or what?
The land dispute, that means there is an issue on that particular land, and it requires, it has to be sorted before you can move in for further processing of planning permits.
All right. So you did say that 10 days is the time that you take to do work on those approvals for planning permits, right?
Yes, a 10-day deal. It is sacrosanct. 10-day.
Let's talk about other types of permits that you guys issue from LASPA. What other types of permits?
Lagos State Physical Planning Permit Authority issues, different kind of permits. We have demolition permits. We issue Lagos State Physical Planning Permit Authority issues renovation permit.
When you say demolition, what does that mean? So if I want to demolish my building now, I have to come to you?
Yeah, you are expected to have a title document and bring it forward.
You mean it?
Yes.
It's my building now. Why do I need to come to you?
No, if you want to demolish, there is a process. You can't just move into an existing building and start removing it.
Okay.
You have to obtain a permit, before you can start demolition.
Okay.
That is called demolition permits.
All right. Which other permits do you have?
We have the renovation permits.
Oh, if I want to renovate as well?
Yeah, if you want to renovate.
What kind of renovations?
Renovation. You want to change the roof. You want to change the windows, the doors. There are forms of renovation. So you have to obtain a planning permit.
I have to come to you.
Yes, sir. You have to.
But a lot of people don't do that.
That is why the issue of enforcement will come in.
Right.
And we are trying to cascade this message to the public,
right?
That this and this and these are things that requires permits. So,
all right, Engineer Kayode, you are in the purview of that because you do a lot of inspections. So how will you know if I change my door tomorrow now?
Okay, thank you. Just like you said that a lot of people don't know that they are supposed to obtain permit before they do that. Yes, they don't. They claim they don't know, but that is why we are moving around to make sure that everything you are doing on your building, we want to be aware of and let you know that you are doing it right. So now when we doing our monitoring operations, if we see a building that is being that is being worked upon, renovation, we ask for your permits. We ask for your renovation permit and authorization to commence renovation. So but another thing I would like to say is this: a lot of people will say they want to renovate, whereas they're actually doing remodeling.
Oh, so there's a difference?
Yes, there's a difference between remodeling and renovation.
So what's the difference?
So, okay, fine. Renovation, just like Mr. Tamparimi said, renovation is just, you want to change your roof, you want to change my window, I want to change my tiles, I want to change my sanitaries and the like. But when it goes beyond that, I want to block this window, I want to remove this wall, put in another wall here, I want to move my door from this position to another position, you're actually changing the model of the building. So that is called remodeling. So that is beyond renovation. So that is you have to go to physical planning to obtain remodeling permits.
Right.
For that. That is that's different from.
So if I'm doing tiling in my house, for instance, do I need any permit for that?
That falls under renovation.
It's a form of renovation.
Yes.
But, so I need to come to you for that?
You are
definitely
carrying an
need to.
improvement on the building. So
yes.
you just have to obtain renovation.
That's I'm sure I catch a lot of people with surprise. All right. So we're hearing that now on this program that if you are going to be doing any of those remodeling or perhaps renovations, you must go ahead to obtain the right permits and then you'll be able to get it sorted out. Let's begin to take this home right now this morning. Your message for those of you who are within your locality at Agboiketu, Town Planner Suleiman, what's your message to them?
Thank you very much. I will advise that first and foremost, this as-built moratorium that is ongoing, people should take the advantage within the expected time that is remaining for the year, to come in and regularize, because it's an advantage for them. Number one, the issue of penalty that I mentioned the other time will not be there, and that is a very big applaud to Mr. Governor.
All right. So where's your office again?
Yeah, it's located along Ogudu Road. It's within NYSC Secretariat.
Right, in Ogudu
roundabout. Yes,
all right, then. And for Engineer Kayode, what's your parting thoughts on the program this morning?
Okay, so I would like to continue to encourage Lagosians to continue to, do things within the ambit of the law, and let them continue to work with us. Whatever that is not clear to them in terms of physical development, let them come to the office and make inquiries. And more importantly, I want to also implore them to continue to cooperate with our officers whenever they come to their sites, and let's make Lagos a livable place.
All right, then we'll leave it at that for now. Thank you so much for being here.
You're welcome.
Thank you, sir.
Very much.
All right, so we've been trying to see how we can enhance efficiency in planning permits and building approvals in Lagos State, the District Officers Corner. And we've had in the studios this morning Town Planner Arimi Sulaiman, who is an assistant director with the Lagos State Physical Planning Permit Authority. He's also the head of the Agboyi Kosiketu District Office. And engineer Rashid Ismail Kayode, assistant chief engineer civil with the Lagos State Building Control Agency, and also the head of Ikosi Sherry District Office. We have to go. Mike James has produced the program as usual. Maximum thanks to Sanusi Mukaila, who's Director Public Affairs, Ministry of Physical Planning and Urban Development. Akinsoya Aditola, Chief Public Affairs Officer for the same ministry. And of course, to Afe John, as well as Okpeyemi Shodunke, both of our social media unit. Our executive producer is Tayo Akonle. My name is Victor Oteri. Have a splendid day. Bye.